Hello everybody. How are my gardening friends out there doing? This video is going to be for two purposes. The first one is because I want to turn in my meager tally for the shed wars. I'm on Team Woodcutter, and excuse me, as some of you know, I had a really devastating year for my garden. Partly my fault, partly the weather, sandstorms. We've had, there for a while, we had a sandstorm every week. Anything outside of the greenhouse was completely demolished. We had high winds. My corn was flattened to the ground. It was early on. So, and I planted and replanted, and it was just a crappy year. And then, of course, you all know that I bought this soil that was really super cheap, and it was infested with spores and insect eggs, and that was my bad. Trying to save a penny, and yeah, that didn't work out so good. So, and then I was getting ready to plant my winter garden, which I haven't done yet because we had so much smoke that you couldn't even breathe when you went outside, and I did a video on that. So, but I did get my respirator mask, and I have been using it, and I'm trying to catch up outside, but I'm not sure when I'm going to get my winter garden in, if at all. I mean, this whole year has been a wash. I'm not in a real big hurry for that because my freezers are full, and my dry canning, I've got a lot of things dry canned, a lot of things put up, so I'm not really worried this year if I don't get my winter garden in. However, I did, when I was out in the greenhouse the other day checking on my strawberries, I did notice that I have some self-starting little cabbage plants. So I've got like 10 pots of those. So I'm going to go ahead and cultivate those, see if my cabbage plants will grow, see if I don't develop any more ugly buglies. The temperature here is still in the 80s for the, in the daytime, and in the 40s and early 40s and upper 30s in the winter. In the nighttime. Can't even talk today. It's been a really busy day today. My son got married a couple weekends ago, and I'm still I was their videographer and doing pictures, and so I'm still working on that for him. So it's been kind of busy. But today I wanted to turn to my tally, and I'm embarrassed to turn it in because it really is pathetic. But here it is. Next thing I wanted to talk about is I was watching the Redneck and their channel is called Doing Redneck Things with Tony and Leanne Larson. And I've seen other people do it too, but I saw his the other night, and I thought, you know what? I love talking about my cup collection. And of course, my dogs are going to bark now. Just ignore them. And he was talking about a favorite coffee cup, and I've seen other people talk about their favorite coffee cups. Well, I don't get a lot of opportunity to talk about my cup collection and my favorite cups. So, now that they've opened that up, whoops, I almost spilled that. I'm going to talk about my cups because I love my cup collection, and I'm probably going to collect cups up until the day I'm gone, and refrigerator magnets because I just have a thing for those. But let me start out with a few of these that I have right here in front of me. This one is very special, and it has a Bible verse on the back. It's Mark 16:15. And this is from my YouTube friends, and some of you may know them. And it's the Good News Travelers. And it's Brenda and Mark, and they are in Henderson, Nevada. And I had actually met them when they were up here in Reno, Nevada. My youngest son and I went over and had lunch with them, and these people are so nice, so very nice. And they gave me a mug. And I can't remember if I got the mug then. I think I won this from their channel, but I really like this mug. And being that I did actually get to meet them in person, it's kind of a special mug to me, so I really like this one. And I have mugs from when I went on vacation. And this is from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. This is a nice hot chocolate mug for wintertime. It's nice and big. I love big mugs. So that one I thought was really pretty. I got that in Jackson Hole. This one is special to me also. I have an exploration channel where I go and explore around in the desert, to different Western museums and, old ruins, old mining sites, old cemeteries, anything I can find in the desert. And so on my exploring channel, this was one of my favorite YouTubers that I used to watch, and he sent me a cup. And that's Exploring with Jay. And I'm not a paranormal person at all, but his channel's paranormal, but I just like him. I like his personality. I like watching what he does. Sometimes I have to admit, I just kind of go, oh boy, I mean, to each his own. And the guy's great. He does good at what he does. I'm just not into the paranormal investigation. I'm more of a historian type. Science and history is kind of my thing. And I got this at Las Vegas. I had made it a mission when I lived in Las Vegas to get a coffee cup from every single casino. Well, since I've left Las Vegas, there have been a lot of the ones that I like. The old ones are demolished and they have some new ones. But this is Siegfried and Roy, and I understand they're not even doing their show anymore. They're the ones that had the lions and they did the tigers and they had the show. And Roy, I believe it was Roy, one of them, let's just say one of them so I'm not wrong, was actually, I think he had a stroke on stage during one performance, and his last performance, I believe. He had a stroke on stage, and his tiger, their instinct is to protect, when they're raised like this in captivity and whatever, and they had a really strong bond. The tiger actually, in an effort to drag him off stage, he grabbed him around the throat in his mouth, dragged him off stage, and actually almost killed him. But in the tiger's eyes, he was trying to save him by taking him off the stage. But they're very powerful animals, and he almost killed him. And but he still has the tiger. He still has all of his tigers. They're just not performing anymore. So I never got to see the show, but this was at the Mirage Casino and Hotel in Las Vegas, and I got the cup because I think it's pretty. This one is, it says it's from Italy, from Pisa, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The cup is leaning, which I think is hysterical. So my daughter gave me this. I have never been here, but my daughter gave me this one, and she thought it was hilarious because, there's the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and the cup is also leaning. So she thought that was pretty cool. So she got that for me. And this one is just a coffee cup, but I like it. I use it sometimes because it's a nice big cup. And when I drink coffee or anything like that, I don't use the little tiny teacups. I'm a tomboy and a farm person, so I use the big cups. If I want a cup of coffee, I want a cup of coffee. So I just like that one. It's not some fancy thing, but I just like it. It's part of my collection. And this one is from the Stardust Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. I don't know if you can see, it says Stardust on the bottom. That was one of the original casinos that was built back in the 40s when the mafia people established Las Vegas, and they started building, their little casinos. And Las Vegas actually started as kind of a getaway for the mafia people. It's out in the middle of the desert. They didn't have to worry about being raided by cops or and gambling's legal in Nevada. I think it always has been, as far as I know. So they started Las Vegas was actually started by the mafia as a gambling with all kinds of debauchery, you could imagine, where nobody asks questions, and that's why they have the saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, that's not so much anymore, because you can't get away with anything in Vegas. Close. But anyway, the Stardust Hotel was one of the originals, and I loved the history of the hotel. I loved the hotel, and I got one of the cups, and I'm happy to have it because the Stardust Hotel does not exist anymore, and it hasn't for a long time. So I'm happy to have that in my collection. Well, hold on, and I'll just give you a brief overview of my the rest of I love talking about my cups. So I'm going to have to bore you with them, so just hold on a minute. Okay, here's the cup collection. I have them up on the wall in my kitchen because I love looking at them. This one is from Hawaii. No, wait, that's not the one from Hawaii. That's where did I get that one? Knott's Berry Farm or someplace like that. And this got my name on it there. This one is from Phoenix, Arizona. That one's from Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, which is a beautiful, beautiful hotel. If you haven't been there and you ever get a chance to go to Vegas, that's just a gorgeous, gorgeous hotel casino. This is from a restaurant. It's called the Big Bear. I just happen to like the bear. And this is from Mandalay Bay, which is also a casino and hotel. That's the Rainforest Cafe at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, which is a major hotel. And here's the MGM Grand, another older cup, but I thought it was pretty. This I got at, the London Bridge, the original London Bridge that was in London, England, was taken apart brick by brick and brought to Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and that was put back together in its original form. And you can actually go there, which I did, and walk on the London Bridge. And I got to tell you, the ambience of the bridge did not dissipate when they moved it. It still feels very old and very ancient. It has a kind of a spooky feel to it. And I really I love Lake Havasu. I used to race sea-doos on the lake out there, and it was just so much fun. This is the Mirage Hotel and Casino. And I got this one in San Francisco. That one is in Oregon, the Virgin River in Oregon. Some of you may know that. And I spent a little time in Australia with my late fiance. We went there when he found out he was terminally ill. He wanted to go visit. So we went and spent some time there, and I love Australia. Fell in love with the people and the country. It was just awesome. This one's, they have camel races, believe it or not, in Virginia City, Nevada. So I got a cup to commemorate that. And that's in Las Vegas. Have you ever seen the show The Pawn Stars? Well, this is a cup from their pawn shop. And this is the Rio. It's another hotel and casino in Las Vegas. This one is, let me see here, it's National Civil War Museum in Georgia. My youngest son, when he graduated from boot camp, my daughter and I went there for his graduation, and we stopped at the Civil War Museum, and I got that cup. That's the Alamo in Texas. This one's from the Nevada State Museum in Carson City, Nevada. It was the last mint that was in operation, and they still operate it every now and then, and will print some coins, and you can buy them for memorabilia. And they minted all of the silver from the silver mines in Virginia City. And that is from Pismo Beach, California. And let me see if I can get over here. That one's from New Orleans. I had a great time in New Orleans. My late fiance and I went there also. This one's from the Excalibur Hotel and Casino. And that one up there is from the Paris Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. And that one, let me see. I think that's from the Aladdin Hotel, this one right here in Las Vegas. And I'm just a big fan of Scooby-Doo, so I got a Scooby-Doo cup. And this is from the old western town. It's an old ghost town, Bodie, California. It's, as a matter of fact, if you recognize that church, I did a painting of that church, which I showed on my last video. Awesome ghost town. That is just amazing. I'd love to get back up there. Because of the stupid COVID thing, it's been closed all summer. The Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Treasure Island, which I don't know if the Treasure Island Hotel and Casino is still there. I'm not sure. It's been quite a while since I've been there. This one I got from Reno, Nevada, which is 200 miles away. That one's from Wickiup, Arizona. This one I really love. That's from the Sands Hotel and Casino, which is no longer. That was one of the originals. It was torn down years ago. This is from the Debbie Reynolds Hotel and Casino, which I've always been a fan of hers, and she had a casino in Las Vegas for a while. For whatever reason, it was not profitable. It did not do well, so it wasn't open for all that long. But I did go see the Smothers Brothers at her casino, and I just loved it there, and she's such a nice lady. This one's from Hawaii. That one's from Oklahoma. That one's from Hawaii. I got two of them from Hawaii. And this one's from Alaska. It says I moose have my coffee, and there's a moose underneath the back of it. And that one's Happy Valentine's Day from CJ the Traveling Man. He's another YouTuber. And that one is from the Trees of Mystery in Oregon. Went there on vacation. Let's see. This one is Circus Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. That one is from the MGM Grand. They had the tigers. That one is from one of the hotel and casinos, but it doesn't have the name on it, but it's one of the Egyptian themed hotel and casinos. And that one is Cleveland, Ohio, of all things. And so there we have it. That's the most of my cup collection right now. I do have more. Believe it or not, I have more cups in boxes that I've been meaning to hang, but I just haven't gotten to them yet because I have a thing for coffee cups, excuse me, and I have a thing for magnets. So if anybody ever starts a show me your magnet thing, boy, I got a bunch of them. Okay, and I saved my very favorite for last. I use this cup constantly. It says, it probably looks backwards to you. Somebody told me that you could change some kind of setting and make everything come out straight so you can read it on screen. I did that, but I don't think I did it right. I don't think it worked. Anyway, or maybe, I'm not sure. Anyway, it says Grandma on the bottom, and those are two of my pieces of my heart, my grandchildren. And that's Ethan and Savannah. You may have seen Savannah on some of my videos. She used to be my exploring partner when she was a little bit younger. She started doing YouTube with me, I think, when she was like 5 or 6 or something like that. We would go magnet fishing and exploring, and then they had the HIPAA thing with YouTube, to where if you had a child on there, it was you had to be child friendly. You couldn't have any comments, just a lot of restrictions. And so she opted to wait until now she's old enough. So she may be back on my channel. So, and I think she was on, yeah, she was on my gardening video where she helped me dig out the potatoes, if you remember that one. But that's her and her little brother when they were little. And I love this cup. Actually, the history behind it is this cup was made by my daughter when her children were little, obviously, for my mother. And my mother has since passed, and so I have her coffee cup, and it's just a perfect size. It's a nice big cup for a nice big cup of coffee or tea or whatever. And so this is my very, very favorite coffee cup. So I hope I haven't bored you too long. I get long-winded. But so thank you to everyone for watching and for listening, and for letting me show off my coffee cup collection. And I'm glad that I have seen all of your favorite coffee cups. I've seen several people do it now. So probably not quite to the extent of having a full collection, but it was fun to watch. So now you know. And you guys have a great day, good evening, wherever you are. And smoke update, we still have some smoke. Today is awesome. There's just a really light haze, but for once we can see blue sky, and it's not really that bad outside. I went outside without a mask and I could actually breathe. It was great. So finally we're getting a little bit of a break. I don't think we're done. This happened once before where it looked like it was over and it cleared out. And then, as a matter of fact, I think it was just a few days ago, woke up in the morning and it was beautiful. Beautiful sky. You could see the blue sky. You could see the mountains. It was pretty clear. And then by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it was dense smoke again. So, but I'll take the breaks when I can get them. I mean, we are grateful and enjoy the breaks that we get between our bouts of smoke. So it all depends on how the wind's blowing, basically. So we're still getting some of the smoke. It's still been bad, except for, like I said, we get a little bit of a reprieve here and there. Sometimes it's almost a full day. Sometimes it's a half a day, but we'll take what we can get because we enjoy the smoke-free when we have it. So you guys have a great day. Thank you so much. I've learned so much about gardening from all of you. And I watch several of your channels. Everybody in Team Woodcutter I watch. Some from over the pond. And some from back east, and I've learned a tremendous amount about gardening. So next year, I thought I knew how to garden. Gardening in the desert is a little bit different than from what you folks have. It's a little more of a challenge. It's a little more difficult, but I've learned a lot from you guys, and thank you so much for letting me be on your team, even though turns out I wasn't much of a contributor, but I did try. So next year though, I'm going to have a bomb of a garden. I'm telling you, I am determined. So thank you so much, everybody, and I'll talk to you later.